Hi everyone, welcome along to another utterly awesome tips and tricks. I'm going to show you a really cool trick of what you, or I guess it's a tip more than a trick, of what you can do to stop your ribbons unraveling and unspooling all over the place. This is called a ribbon holder or guide, or what else have I seen? I've seen at least 3 people post about this recently, and I forgot to write their names down, except for the most recent one that I saw, and that was a lady called Brenda Quintan, but I'm not sure who came up with the idea, but it is very clever. One of the first one I saw had a piece of paper with all the measurements printed out, and I didn't screenshot that, of course, and so I've tried to figure out my own, because some of the ones that I copied from other people didn't seem to quite fit. So I'm going to show you how you can play around with it anyway. So these are the sizes that I have done. I actually made one for the thread as well. That wasn't one of the ones that I've seen, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've got sizes for the thread, thin ribbon. That's when I say thin ribbon, I mean like this one. This is thread, this is thin ribbon, 1/4 inch ribbon, that's this one. 1/2 inch ribbon is like this size, and this is for ones with a smaller hole, like that size actually. So you might have had ribbons previously that you've still got in your stash. Some of mine have got that size hole. The Stampin' Up! Ones tend to have a bigger hole. So there's different sizes. Now you just need some paper. If you've got old cardstock, that's great, but I've actually been using this white paper that comes, this sheet of white card that comes in your paper packs. So this was out of my Country Woods paper, and it's not a scrapbook paper that you can use for many things, but something like this is perfect. So I've cut some of the strips that are 1/2 inch, so most of them are 1/2 inch wide. This one was a 3/8. That's to go with, I don't know. Why have I got a 3/8 one? I can't remember. It's not that one, so maybe that was the wrong one that I used on there. So most of them are 1/2 inch wide, but I did have, oh, I know, the 3/8 one is for my thread, my gold thread. And then I've got a thinner one that was just about 1/4 inch. Actually, the second one I did 1 notch over 1/4 inch, so 3/16 to fit in these smaller holes. So what do? These are the sizes and the measurements if you want to take a screenshot. I've also used this gorgeous hole punch assortment that's brand new out. That's number 165409. It's $37. And the trimmer, the Stampin' Up! Trimmer with the scoring blade attached. So I've got those on there too. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, then I'll move these out of the way, and then you can see how to do this. So I'll move those and those. So this is the thin one on here. So I'm going to start with that one. I did have them all lined up beautifully with, oh, there they are. Yeah, I moved them I changed my mind about how I was going to do that. So this is the thin one. It needs to be the 1/2 inch strip, which is this one. And you need to score it. Get my scoring blade up, my scoring tool up here. I hope that's on the screen, because I've got a bit of a mess on here. So I want to go to 1 3/8. I'll just bring that out where I can see it. 1 7/8. Feel like, I don't think I did that at the right one. I didn't. I'm going to start at the other end again. I only went to 1 3/8 there. and then 1 7/8. So I'm going to go to there. And then 3 1/4. Hope I'm doing this right. I'm kind of on an odd angle here. And then 3 7/8. And then I'm just, it's not right. It needs to be 5 1/4. That's the next thing I've got to do. Cut it off at 5 1/4 inches. Okay, I'll just move that out of the road. And then you just fold them. And I'm going to use the little 1/8 of an inch dot on here. And to find the spot where you want to cut, here's my lines. I'm just going to draw those on so you can see where it's scored. And I want the dot to be right in the middle there. So that helps me to make sure I've got it in the right place and that I'm not just guessing where it's going to cut. And then I'm going to do this. Fold that through there and there. I'm going to put my ribbon through before I join it. I just found that was easier. You can thread it through after. Not this one, I don't think. I reckon you'd have a bit of a job threading this one through, but you can with the other thicker ones, so I can show you how to do that. And I'm going to use my glue, Tombow glue. And I'm going to pull it quite tightly because you want the fit to be quite tight. You don't want it to be slithering around. I did one a bit loosely, and I found that the ribbon was coming undone, so it was moving too easily. So you want it to be quite a nice tight fit on there, but it goes all the way around. It just rolls around the cardboard. That's doing it up. You can undo it easily. It's really great for keeping your ribbons in check, but you want it to be fairly firm. So for each of the different sizes, there are different measurements. So this was for the 1/2 inch ribbon. So this one you're going to score at 1 3/8, 2 1/8, 1/2 an inch, 3 5/8, and 4 3/8, and that is 5 3/4 inches long. And that one I've already scored and marked, so that's just going to come through. And all you need to do, I put a line. I'm going to use the line for this one, the little line punch. So I've done a line to line that one up. I'm not doing it because I've already got one in there, as you can see. And same again, over and put your glue on that. So that's for that one. This one is the thin ribbon. So that one needs to be 5 1/4 inches long. Obviously I haven't got that one out, so I want 5 1/4 inches. I want to score that at 1 1/4. I'm just coming, I'll do it up the top. I'll try and do it up the top where you can see better, I hope. I hope that one's in the viewfinder. I find that sometimes when I do things, I do them too close to me at the bottom and they're off a little bit. So I want to make sure that you can see it. 2 7/8. 3 1/8. Come on, slide. And 3 3/4. Now that one I'm going to do the line. I'll just get my pen, do my folding. That one's too long. I'll have to cut a bit off that one. I've cut that too long. Or I've made a mistake with my measurements. Let's see. Maybe I better check that first. No, it's just too long, so I'm just going to snip a little bit off there. Okay, where's my hole going to go? In the middle. Now this ribbon is quite slippery and shiny. Actually, I won't do that. I'll have a go at showing you how to do it when it's unthreaded, and let's see if I can get that to work while I've got an audience. This ribbon was a bit slippery slidey, so let's hope it doesn't, I hope it plays nicely for me. Okay, make sure you do it quite firmly because this one slides around a lot. Now, when you haven't threaded it through, or if it has come unthreaded, all you need is a piece of paper to create a little guide to thread it through. Poke it along there. I hope you can see when it's white. Hope you can see that on the screen. And that gives you a little tool to pull it back through. And there's that one done. So that's the same for all of those. I did the thinner ribbon. So this was a thinner one that is from a different lot company that we've had previously. And I did have one already cut ready for this. And the reason I know I had it cut is because I did the slot differently. Because it's too thin when you're using that little, oh here it is, when you're using this size paper, which is only a quarter, actually the new one that I did slightly over. I did it 1 1/4 and 1 little bit more, so it was slightly bigger. So I'm just going to, I'll use this one that I've already done. Because this is so narrow, I didn't want to cut it with one of these because I didn't think it would allow enough. I thought it would tear. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it would work because I did that one slightly wider. Otherwise, I just cut that notch with my scissors. I folded that in half and did a little snip in there to get that notch. And that one's going to go through there. And put your glue on, come back here and go through that slot because I know that's not going to go through once that's on there. This ribbon's thicker than the one I did the first time, so the slot is going to be very tight. Okay, there we have it. We can slide that one around. No, we want to go this way to tighten it up. Haven't got my glue dry yet, and I've got it quite tight. There we go. So that's that size. Now, got gluey fingers. This one I was quite proud of doing the gold thread one because my gold thread unravels everywhere, and I had a piece ready for this. Thin ribbon, that's my thin ribbon one. That's my gold thread one. There it is. Okay, so this measures 6.5 inches long because this is wider across than what you've got on the ribbons, and it is 3/8 of an inch wide because you have to be able to go up through the middle. So that's going to go through the middle, and this will fold over, and this will fold over, and there's your hole in there. So the measurements for this one, which is, just going to tighten that up, got some loose bits on there. So the measurements for this one It's 6.5 inches long, and then you score it at 1 inch and 1 1/4. The first one I did, I just pinched the ends, and I've decided to make an actual measurement for it. So 1 inch, 1 1/4, and then it gets tricky. It's 3 7/8 and 4 1/8 to get the right length to go through your spool threads. I've got a croaky throat. I seem to get it every time I get on here and do this. And then you'll glue that down. Your thread will be through that little hole, just like that, and it doesn't all come untangled. So that's all the sizes I think that I've done for you. Last month I had a number of comments and a number of thumbs up and a couple of shares, and I drew the winning person out, and it is Lynn tonight. So Lynn, you are going to get a set of these ready-made and scored, ready for you to put onto each of the sizes of ribbons. So you won't even have to make yours. I'll send it out to you in the mail. So I hope you have fun having a go with that, girls. Don't forget to use up your scraps of white card. That's a really good thickness to be using. And score it, fold it, punch your hole. If you don't have these little punches yet, they're a really great thing to add to your collection. Not the bow punch, that was last time. The hole punch assortment, 165409. You get all 3 punches, the little line, the little 1/8 of an inch circle punch, and that little one with a notch in it. This one, all of those for just $37. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy playing with those and getting your ribbons all tidy so they don't unravel. And I'll see you all next month.